I'm not afraid to name names. And so if they want to give me a list, I will walk in that Capitol on the House floor and I'll say every damn name that abused these women.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is not anyway, I mean, she is a very different thinking than I have. Something happened to her over the last period of a month or two where she changed, I think, politically. I think that her constituents aren't going to be happy. Already I have people calling me, they want to challenge her to a race in her district in Georgia. And, you know, that's too bad. She's lost a wonderful conservative reputation. But when she says, don't go overseas, if I didn't go overseas, we might be in a war right now with China.
Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has remained a staunch supporter of the America First slogan, insisting that this agenda was the sole reason she backed Donald Trump's re-election. As her conflict with the president escalates, the Georgia lawmaker has reinforced her commitment to the AFAO message, short for America First, America Only. Many outlets worldwide have begun labeling Greene as former MAGA. On Friday night, Trump dramatically distanced himself from Greene, announcing that he was unendorsing her and dismissing her as a ranting lunatic. Greene responded by claiming that Trump was using this feud as a pretext to avoid releasing the Epstein files. In another Truth Social post, he further named her Marjorie Traitor, Greene, and called her a disgrace to the great Republican Party. It now appears Greene is initiating her own independent Republican movement under the AFAO banner, after years of being a steadfast MAGA supporter. She has recently clashed with Trump on several America First issues, criticizing his focus on foreign policy and urging him to prioritize domestic matters. Greene has described his trade tariffs as bumpy and rejected his assertion that inflation is under control. Her recent post on X further re-emphasized her stance on her AFAO movement to probably upend MAGA, as she wrote, "The way forward is America First, America Only." Speaking to NBC News and on several social media posts, Greene declared, "I'm America First, America Only hardcore." According to Trump, their discord began after he sent her a poll suggesting she had little chance of winning a Senate or gubernatorial race without his endorsement, which he did not plan to provide. Greene further charged that Trump's public criticism endangered her life and claimed that it incited a surge of threats. She said private security companies had warned her about risks to her safety. On X, she wrote, "Aggressive rhetoric attacking me has historically led to death threats and multiple convictions of men who were radicalized by the same type of rhetoric being directed at me right now, this time by the President of the United States." Greene further accused Trump of dishonesty and of attempting to intimidate fellow Republicans ahead of a House vote on releasing Justice Department files related to Jeffrey Epstein. On Wednesday, she was among just 4 House Republicans who joined Democrats in supporting a petition to compel a vote on the full release of those files. In retaliation, Trump suggested on Truth Social that voters in Greene's district should consider a primary challenger. He pledged to support the right candidate against her in the upcoming congressional election, signaling a dramatic split between 2 of the GOP's most outspoken figures.
On Epstein, sir, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the Congresswoman, was on CBS News. She was talking about how the files should be released. We anticipate that a vote will happen in the House. I know you wrote about the investigation today.
I don't care about it, released or not. What I think you should do, if you're going to do it, then you have to go into Epstein's friends. This Reid Hoffman spent a lot of time on the island. I was never on his island. Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times. You're going to have to look into his friends because, you know, if they're going to do that, and I think the perfect guy to do it would be Southern District, somebody like Jay Clayton. I understand that's who's been assigned.
But does the Congresswoman have a point, though?
Does Marjorie Taylor Greene have a point?
Does she have a point, though?
I know nothing about her.
On the release of the files. All the files.
Well, they can have whatever they want. They already do. I think they have 50,000 pages already. Look, this is a Democrat hoax. This is a hoax put out by the Democrat, and a few Republicans have gone along with it because they're weak and ineffective. But this is a Democrat hoax to get away from the fact that they just lost the shutdown and they've lost the elections. They've lost the big election, to me, in a record number. They lost the popular vote. They lost the swing states. They lost everything. I think it was 312 to 220 something. So this is a way of not talking about that. It's a hoax. This is no different than Russia. And it's headed up by Democrats and some very weak Republicans.
I was just wondering if you have a timeline.
Very few.
Timeline for when you might release more of those files.
Which ones?
Democrats to Epstein.
Well, I don't know about those files. I know nothing about it, but I understand they released like 40 or 50,000 pages already, and nobody. I will say this: if they had anything, they would have used it before the election. Okay? I can't tell you what they put in since the election, but if they had anything, you don't think they would have used it before the election? They would have gladly used it before the election.
So speaking of the election,
Jennifer, go ahead.
well, why was your team encouraging Congresswoman Boebert and Congresswoman Mace to not pursue
Because
this?
we think it's bad to talk about it because it gets away from the subject of how well the Republicans are doing. We have the greatest economy. We have the largest investment ever made in our country's history. We have all of these great things happen. We have very little inflation, whereas he had record-setting, the biggest inflation in history. All of these things are good. And when you talk about the Epstein hoax, what happens is you're not talking about how well we've done.
Mr. President, on that subject,
And that's the whole purpose behind them. They want to waste people's time, and some of the dumber Republicans like that.
Mr. President, on that subject, are we going to see?
It's mostly Democrats.
Are we going to see more domestic travel from you as you try to sell that message? Are we going to see some rallies?
Domestic travel?
Yeah.
Well, I want to spend time here. I just got back from a big trip, a very successful trip with China and with, all the countries. I saw many countries over there, but we stopped in Malaysia, Japan, South Korea. It was a phenomenal trip. We had a great meeting with President Xi, who's, a great leader, great country, actually, whether you like it or not. China is a great country, amazing place. Japan, amazing place. We stopped at tremendous countries with tremendous leaders, and we did really well. We brought back trillions of dollars in trade and other things.
But someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene would say you're spending too much time overseas, you're not spending enough time selling your domestic.
So I heard that Marjorie Taylor Greene said, "Oh, gee, I'm spending too much time overseas." So let's say I don't meet with China. You know what's happened right now to Georgia and to every other state? They're not working because your magnets and your rare earths would have kicked in, and there wouldn't be a factory in the world that was working. If I didn't have a relationship overseas with China, with Japan, with South Korea, with all of them, Malaysia, I went to Malaysia, but visited many more countries than that. If we didn't do that, if we just stayed right here, you would right now have no factory anywhere in the world that would be working because of rare earth with China. Not only that, we made a deal with China. We take in billions and billions of dollars. We made a deal with Japan. We take in billions of dollars. We made a deal with South Korea. We're taking in billions and billions of dollars. If I would stay home, none of that would be happening. And by the way, I stay home 98% of the time. The last thing I want to do is travel 22 hours in an airplane, as nice as this plane is. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene is not anyway. I mean, she is a very different thinking than I have. Something happened to her over the last period of a month or two where she changed, I think, politically. I think that her constituents aren't going to be happy. Already, I have people calling me. They want to challenge her to a race in her district in Georgia. And, that's too bad. She's lost a wonderful conservative reputation. But when she says, don't go overseas, if I didn't go overseas, we might be in a war right now with China.